Hey, what's up, boxing brothers? Yeah, last night I watched the zone car in Leeds, and yeah, I watched a couple of fights, of course, before the main event. Nothing really to to write home about, as Billy Connolly would put it. Paddy Donovan stopped Lewis Ritson in a rather, well, not that exciting fight, but I mean, Ritson has been now. I mean, he never was that good after all to begin with, but now he's definitely ready for retirement, I would say. Paddy Donovan just did what he had to. He scored with enough, these uppercuts to make the referee jump in and stop the fight. That was in the ninth round. And yeah, this was in the welterweight division. Donovan now can move on and fight bigger names, I guess. And yeah, I don't really know. His record is well, he's still unbeaten. Yeah, he's 14-0 from 11 knockouts. Yeah, well, I guess he's headed soon towards a bigger fight. I would say maybe not yet, but I don't know, maybe next year or something. He's 25, so he's got time, he's young. There's no rush. Also, Cheavon Clarke versus Ellis Zorro. Boy, that was a boring fight. I gotta say. But at least in the end, we got a knockout. Cheavon Clarke has this very unusual style of fighting and moving and, punching, but in the end, he landed the right punch in the eighth round, and he got Zorro out of there. I thought, I had picked Cheavon Clarke to win in a prediction league. Yeah, and yeah, so I got my prediction down. Well, this was for a British cruiserweight title. So I would love to see. I mean, I don't think Clark will ever make that much noise, but at British level, European level, yeah, why not? He can even win the European title, maybe. I don't know, but he's still, only has 9 fights, but he's 33. He started rather late. He's only started 2 years ago actually, so he was 31 when he started, and that can be seen. You can see it when these guys, most of them, when they start boxing professionally late. There's just something missing very often. And even though you had guys like Tony Thompson, for instance, who turned pro at 29, and did well. But many of them don't do that well, really. So yeah. Anyway, I didn't see the fight before. Gary Cully, he beat Francesco Patera on points. That was a pretty good victory for Cully. I actually did had Patera winning that fight. I mean, I thought he would win. Not that I thought that he should have won, but and I can't even say if he should. But yeah. Anyway, Kali is on a good way. He has learned from his long, so far only loss to Jose Felix. And Dina Torslund, she beat Seren Setting on points. And also Christian Mibili, he knocked out Mark Heffron in 1 round in Canada. And yeah, so that was impressive. I mean, the guy is a knockout machine, not an artist, but a machine, I would rather say. And yeah, so can't wait to see him fight somebody really top notch. And Billy, 27 and 23 knockouts, 29 years of age. kind of short for a super middleweight, but still, very dangerous. It's very strong, hard punching. And then, of course, the final fight, Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. Yeah, it was a good fight. It didn't really disappoint, even though Catterall kind of took some time off in some rounds and let Taylor take too many, I guess. I mean, honestly, I had it to draw myself, but I can see maybe why somebody would give it to Catterall because he did, had most of those eye-catching moments. He landed more big shots, and in the 11th round, he really hurt Taylor. Taylor was winning that round when he just got caught, nailed, bam, smacked right on his jaw. Yeah, I think it was a right hand, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so that round, maybe, if I mean, most people were giving it to Catterall, but because Taylor, was dominating before that, maybe you could call it an even round, even. So by that, criteria, I would have actually given it to Taylor by 1 point, but anyway, yeah, Taylor did work hard, but he just didn't, wasn't able to really hurt Catterall. He landed some good punches, definitely, but, Catterall was always a wrong opponent for him, because he's too slick, too clever, and Taylor isn't used to fighting really, like, tricky, dodgy, clever guys. He has done best, and he has built his career on fighting offensive fighters like himself, typical, like warrior type boxers, offensive, yeah. He's used to people coming at him, and not like Catterall does. He waits till Taylor comes to him, comes at him, and then he counters usually, and yeah. Now when you look at it, I don't know really. Taylor should have just, moved up to 147 already. At least after he lost to Teofimo Lopez, because, he was then, he had lost 3 of his belts, and now he had lost his last one also, so, I don't know why he doesn't want to move up. Maybe he doesn't think he's big enough. I mean, he's tall enough, but maybe I don't know really what his reason is. And but he did better in this fight than in the first one, definitely. He did. In the first one, I think he just was surprised by how good Catterall was, and Catterall can actually punch, obviously. He can hit, but, he doesn't have many knockouts just because this is the reason. He's sometimes, like in the 11th round last night, he fights dirty. He wrestled Taylor to the canvas after hurting him, so, there he pretty much ruined his chance of scoring a knockout. And, yeah, so he's a very talented fighter, but he's not always a pretty fighter to watch. And now, that he scored his biggest victory in his career, now he can go on and, of course, fight for a world title against somebody, like at 140. But he is like, something looked really wrong with him last night. He seemed tired. He seemed to tire in like rounds 7, 8, and 9, and yeah. That's why he lost more rounds than he probably would have otherwise. So that's why the fight was closer than the first one, definitely. I mean, their scorecards, yeah, 117, 111, that was just, ridiculous. Nowhere near. It wasn't nowhere near that, wide, that dominant for Catterall. I mean, yeah. At most, I could give him the fight maybe by 1 round, 1 point, and that's all. I mean, yeah, something like that. But yeah, I mean, Josh Taylor maybe should think about retiring now. I mean, or he just simply should take now fights that he knows he can win, really, and he not fight, not try to chase, glory, like chase revenge. Now he was talking about a third fight. I don't think that would have been a good idea. I don't. I think now, by now, Taylor should know that he really, cannot beat Jack Catterall. When at least not a Jack Catterall who is there, who fights at his best, who comes in shape and all that. He could maybe, beat Catterall if he wasn't in shape. Yeah, he could, or if he got injured or whatever. But Catterall at his best, no, I don't think so. He's just a wrong stylistic matchup for him. So yeah, I don't know. Taylor now has 2 losses. Is it 2 straight losses now? Yeah, 2 straight losses. Actually, 3 if you look at it from the true perspective. Realistically, should have lost to Carroll the first time as well. So now he must sit down with his team and think about what went wrong and can he do better? What should he do? And yeah, that he has to do. And eventually, maybe even consider retiring. He's 33. That wouldn't be a very young age to retire, but he hasn't had many fights, but he's had many world class fights. Yeah, his problem is that he got early up there, early on in his career. He started fighting the best. So, and he did well, very well for a while, but eventually it catches up to you. It may well be that he bounces back. Who knows? Maybe, but I don't know. I hope so. He's an entertaining boxer to watch. So yeah. Anyway, those were my thoughts on last night's boxing, and I will be soon back with another boxing round. All right, take it easy. Bye.